Mr. Isaac Hempstead Wright, having a big year, 2014. A lot of amazing things happening on Game of Thrones for your character.
Yeah.
And now you're in a Leica film.
I know.
Can you talk a little bit about working with them? Were you familiar with the films previously to being a part of this?
I'd seen Coraline, and as I got the Royal Paranormal was just about to come out. So, I mean, you forget that they're actually a relatively new studio to feature films, and because they take so long to make them, and the ones they make are so good they're worth three. But yeah, it's been one of the most incredible experiences getting to work with them, and probably the absolute highlight of the whole film was being able to visit their wonderful studios in Portland, which was just sort of like winning the lottery.
Can you talk a little bit about seeing your character for the first time, the film version of who you play?
Yeah, it's very cool and very special to have your own animated character, especially one that looks so similar to you. And yeah, they showed me the concept art before we started filming, and they'd always bring sort of the newest rushes and the newest sort of test shots they'd done, so it was always very cool to see it sort of come to life rather than just a picture on a page. Sure.
Can you talk about reading the script for the first time? What clicked with you that you knew you wanted to be a part of this?
I wouldn't say it was anything in the script that made me think I wanted to be with them. It was more just being offered a part by Leica wasn't anything to be passed up. But the message of the script is a good one. The idea of not just of challenging the received wisdom of not just going with what everyone else is saying to you, not just listening to Snatcher and actually listen and working things out for yourself.
Right. Can you talk a little bit about how you prepare for something like this, being in a movie where it's not live action versus doing something live action? Are there similarities, and what are the differences?
Yeah, they're very, very different processes, because live action, you kind of have to go through everything. You have to get up, you have to look like the character, and you have to sort of go through each scene the whole way through as if, it's like you actually the character. Whereas in stop motion, you come to a recording studio, which is pretty sterile. You certainly don't feel like you're in Cheesebridge or anywhere, and you'll probably go through the scene once, but you won't be doing it with the other actor, and you sort of usually take lines one at a time once you've run through it a couple of times. So it's very different, but they've both got their own interesting bits and less pleasant bits.
What do you hope people take away from watching the BoxTrolls?
I think it's this message of sort of working things out for yourself that I spoke of a bit earlier. It's because what happens is the people of Cheesebridge are whipped into mass hysteria by Snatcher, who's got absolutely no evidence or base for his claims of the BoxTrolls' murderous exploits, yet everybody immediately believes him. So it's that kind of herd mentality of one person believing it, and it spreads like a virus.
And were you able to meet with any of your fellow actors before doing your voice work?
No. Well, you don't even really meet with the actors when you're doing the voice work. Most of the time you are on your own. But I was lucky enough to do a couple of sessions with Elle and Saben and Simon Pegg, which were good fun.
That's good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks.